wide awake. If all the world is crumbling, I can feel it coming. If no one answers when you call me a hero. I might be dead, but I'm not done. I might be a hero. I might be dead, but I'm not done. I might be a hero. I might be dead, but I'm not done. We all need a hero. I might be dead, but I'm not done. Call me a hero. We all might be heroes. I might be dead, but I'm not done. Might be a hero.
Hello! A little bit of tech problems. Welcome again to the would-be heroes of the Marvel Universe. An actual play using the relatively new Marvel Universe Multiverse 616 TTRPG system. As a warning, this is a game that can explore mature themes, and while we will be specific avoiding some topics, the game may still include body horror, gore, violence, loss of character agency, gaslighting, mind control, and other topics. Our players have discussed consent and boundaries, and we collectively avoid situations that may be triggering. Players will always let me know if anything is uncomfortable by using yellow and red cards in our private chat. If you as a viewer ever feel uncomfortable or triggered, please pause and step away. Our streams will be available on YouTube after the game, and you'll always come back. You can come back to an episode when you feel ready. I would just like to take a quick moment to acknowledge some of the systems that we'll be hopefully interacting with soon enough that will that have made this game a lot more easy to navigate and a lot more easy to set up in terms of the development of the characters and the development of the campaign itself. And that would be Roll20, which is a virtual tabletop, Demiplane, which is a game aggregate of sorts where you can assemble your players and your team, and of course Marvel Comics, without which none of this would be happening. From here, I would like to introduce our cast, starting with Sparrow.
Hi, I'm Sparrow. I will be playing Seraphina, or Synapse, today. I'm awake at 3:30 a.m. for this game, so do forgive me if I'm a little bit odd. I'm always odd.
I don't have an opinion. I feel it's safe.
Somehow that's worse.
D.
Well, that's worse. Sorry.
No worries. Hey, I'm Dee, and I will be playing Gideon Price, or codename John Doe, a very stuffy and possibly older than he seems professor.
Way older. He has a Nokia. It's terrible. But I mean,
Not even like a recent Nokia either.
survive
That's the
it.
painful thing.
No, that thing is going to survive the apocalypse and Gideon with it.
the real mystery is how he keeps the account going when everybody else is like canceling their Nokia phones.
Oh, he's just grandfathered in. He's like, he is
Way
the one
on.
person that's not letting the company
Like the
rest.
first guy that ever had one and he refuses to let it go.
Yep.
CJ.
I am CJ. I will be playing Killian, aka Solstice, aka a man who is definitely not on Tinder, unfortunately.
Ooh. That feels like it was aimed at something. I don't know. It's a complete mystery as to
pointed.
why you would have mentioned something like that. Hey, Joe.
No idea.
Is it my turn?
Yeah.
Everybody, this is Joe. And this is better known as Nola Fanger or DJ Torador on Twitter, on the socials. I'll be playing Seattle Spider-Man, Brown Recluse, better known as Raylon. But Raylon by the day as one of the most fire-ass tattoo artists in that night. Seattle Spider-Man. Or actually, Brown Recluse, because we're much more deadly.
Than a Seattle Spider-Man. I agree. Because the book even says you're supposed to pull your punches. Just saying. And someone new this week to add to the roster. John, introduce yourself.
Hello! I apologize if there are random noises in the background. My cats have gone insane. But yes, I'm John. I will be playing Steel Aegis, also known as Zan Andrews. He is a mechanic by day and a hero at all times, depending on whether or not he can get off work.
I mean, that's
True millennial
pretty
hero.
much everybody,
The
really.
Yeah.
literal definition of a working
We'd
class
totally
hero.
just be, yeah, exactly. We're all over that. Yeah. If only I could get off. Well, and everybody knows me, hopefully by now. You've seen me a couple of times. Mike, also the narrator. You can call me a watcher, if you will. Somebody's got to guide this entire world into the chaos that it's plummeting into. Speaking of, when last we saw our heroes, and I have to remind myself to keep writing these write-ups so I can remind myself, they had independently encountered a police emergency of sorts, or at least a police announcement, which led them to the Seattle Art Museum, whereupon they discovered a smash, a massive amount of vandalism of fragile art objects. Some investigation, some chaos and intensity from the museum curator, some clever use of powers, discovered that the vandal / later to be discovered as a thief was hiding in their midst, invisibly, if you will, and mocking them the entire time. A somewhat fierce battle ensued. I mean, you're all rank 1, so it's not going to be that fierce. There's not a huge amount of powers, but powers were used, webbing added to the chaos, glass shards used to reasonable advantage, and generally made a bigger mess. But this is the Marvel Universe, so if you're a hero and you're not making a mess, are you really a hero?
That's what damage control is for.
That seems like someone else's problem.
Exactly. With the result being, they caught a guy.
The hero
basically-
insurance game is there's money in there.
Yeah, exactly. They caught a guy who looks like an elf. Like with elven armor and stuff, like right out of Lord of the Rings, some kind of cosplayer or something, who knows? But he had this funky purplish shard that when Solstice, Cillian, picked it up at the predictable reaction of everyone else on scene, began to pulse and become warm, inciting the curiosity of the curator enough that he bade them deliver the shard to his colleague at the University of Washington for study in crystallography. I don't even know if I said that right. So now, and in events subsequent to that our particular party here present were not connected to, but they would learn about through the news when they read a headline on the website that they open up, or possibly, if they're old school, the newspaper, because they still print it for some reason. Basically something along the lines of reading Gargoyles Smash UW. And people commenting and laughing about the fact that it sounds like a sports anecdote, but it's not. Apparently, the article goes on to say that large gargoyle statues jumped off the science building in the quad, or near the quad, possibly to object to the current state of tuition costs in the university life, or possibly to object to the living arrangements. One observer basically made a note to say that rent prices are so high that the gargoyles are being evicted. Generally, a tabloid level of journalism, but the point being that the gargoyles themselves were smashed by some unknown heroes, question mark, that made relatively short work of them. There was a giant animal person, some kind of beast. There was ghostly looking person. It was chaos. Everybody attributed it to something to do with Halloween, possibly some kind of stunt. And from there, what shall we do today, as it were? What would Serafina be doing on a given day after this point?
On any given day, she's probably back at her little, I like to call it a nest, where she has like a bunch of computer screens all over the back wall of the room, and she's got this amazingly high-tech setup. But because that's so expensive, she literally just sits in like a beanbag in front of it, and that's the only other furniture in her apartment. And she just scrolls the news or plays video games or key point though, when she's playing video games, she does not use her powers, as she would find that to be cheating. She'd rather win on her own rather than because she convinced the computer that she was the winner.
Honorable.
Not even once.
Probably once or twice.
He probably keeps
when they were
himself
being
alive in
annoying.
hardcore.
Pardon?
Certainly for
Probably
Orphan
keeps
and
himself
Smile.
alive in hardcore.
uh,
Because she's like one of those sunk cost fallacy kind of people where she plays and plays and plays. And I've put 99 or 950 hours into this game. I'm not going to die to a random, mob. It's going to be like, no, that mob doesn't have to be attacking me right now.
I feel like that's just negotiation. Using her charm to convince the game that it should work a certain way. And if it doesn't, some adjustments might be needed to be made. But otherwise, she is trolling, the net for any interesting headlines or any new crimes, that kind of stuff. She's also very into like the interdepartmental emails of all like the police stations. So she's keeping up on the local goss there.
Right. Fair. Anything in particular you're looking for in the headlines?
Honestly, she's looking to see any news about the art museum, any more things on that. But mostly just any hints of like someone needing a hero. If only, not because she might need to turn up, but so she can just redirect maybe some police forces or, well, now she has some new friends that are heroes, supposedly. She could redirect them there if she needed to.
What's Gideon Price up to?
After delivering the shard that they'd collected, Gideon is probably going to use the opportunity to conduct some, let's call it collegial research, and dive deep into the books of the university's library. And nothing, well, basically, whenever he doesn't have anything specific to look for, he looks for things he doesn't know yet. Which is a narrower field than one might expect. And so he is on the lookout for any kind of, usually it ends up being something extremely specific. Like extremely specific, like the construction of microphones used in underwater espionage in 1986.
The Velocity be an unladen sparrow?
Yes, exactly.
African or European.
African, of course. But
Oops.
so and once he is done with like a little bit of a deep dive there, and he will also use the opportunity to perform some more of his networking with colleagues and the like. And after that, he will go for a stroll and have a coffee at a coffee shop he hasn't been in.
Now I'm going to have to look up the Seattle map and see if I can find a coffee shop. No, okay. They pop up all the time. It's probably a Starbucks, let's be fair. It's Seattle.
No, he doesn't go to a Starbucks.
Wow, that narrows the field down considerably.
He said, I did say a coffee shop he hasn't been to before.
Oh, fair. I mean, no, they're each different. They're all independently owned. So, I mean, you can
Each
go
pair
to
of-
the very first Starbucks.
Yeah,
There
he was
somewhere.
there for the
It's
opening,
still
yes.
open. Back in 1895.
You went
Drank.
all that time back and you just like got insulted by the barista, so you don't ever go back to
Yeah,
another
yeah, exactly.
Starbucks.
Exactly.
Did not
150
have any-
years of boycotting a coffee
No idea
shop
how to
chain,
treat a gentleman.
and nobody knows the revenue they've lost due to that.
Vagabonds. A lot of them. Sigh. What would Cillian be up to? Killian.
Yes, Killian. Thank you. He would likely be emailing his old professor from the University of Washington to exchange information, because in that form, in Killian's form, he was there. So he'll let slip what he saw in that section of the encounter, and he'll ask perhaps for more information from the professor, see if he was there, if he knows anything about the gargoyles, if he thinks they might be connected, if he believes in all that magical nonsense. Oh,
Give me an ego roll.
I will when I pick up my die.
Oh, we good start.
So that is a 13.
13. Yeah. Colleague, which helps. You get a response essentially basically saying that thanks for reaching out. You know, that standard boilerplate top line of, hey, thanks for, reaching. You'll get the standard signature at the bottom, regardless of whether or not it's a personal communication, because we like our forms. And in the middle, it's like, great to hear from you. Haven't had a chance to really touch in with Silverwood with regards to the crystal thing. More experiments might be required, ? As for gargoyles, don't know. Statues, I remember them being on the top of the building. I don't think anybody paid attention to them, but apparently they decided to fall off the roof and come crashing into the quad. Luckily, no students were hurt, but it kind of bears to question the construction capacity of turn-of-the-century statuary on the tops of buildings, and whether or not we should rethink this policy, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera, sort of thing. So you get basically a little bit of something in there intermixed all the standard clause deniability professionalism.
Okay, so he believes it's just, poor construction or overtime decay of a building. Okay.
I mean, that's logical. These gargoyle statues just came crashing down, so luckily no students were hurt.
Interesting.
Rayland. What's Rayland?
What's Raylan doing? Well, sorry, it's the next day.
Yeah.
Gotten up, showered, did some push-ups, and he's headed out the door to a tattoo appointment.
Oh, yes. He's a tattoo artist.
Mm-hmm.
Forgotten. You get to your appointment during the course of the day. We'll say it's a Saturday. And not a lot of bookings, but this one takes, a couple hours of some fairly intense scrutiny and artwork. You're inking out the basic pattern before you fill it. And he works with others. Yeah, he's not just a lone gun. He's in a shop. Yeah. So one of the other tattoo artists, let's call them Mitch. And Mitch is got a reddish-haired fella, got more ink than skin sort of type. His hair is reddish-haired, a bit thinning because he's a bit older, because he's one of those sort of aging rocker types, but he's got it pulled back into that tight, severe ponytail. He's got that sort of graying orange ginger goatee, kind of on the thin side for doesn't have a lot of meat on him sort of thing, but he dresses in layers, and he's usually in at least some kind of combination of leather and or denim pattern jacket with sort of this a biker type if he had another 50 pounds of muscle sort of thing. But he's sort of like this sort of, he's not reclusive in his own way. He's basically just sort of focused on his art, and he's a very good artist. You kind of have note to that. And he leans in at some point. It's sort of, as you do, you sort of chat with each other, and you chat with the clients while they're there, and the clients are sort of just grimacing and sort of gritting their teeth, and you can usually tell the ones that you have fun with because they're the ones that are like going to faint the moment they see the needle. But Mitch leans in. He's like, "Hey Ray, you heard anything about this new ink that's on the street now?"
You talking about the white shit that everybody's putting on nowadays?
No. That's like old school now. This is some weird shit. I mean, I heard one guy, he said it glittered. His tat glittered. I mean, the ink was apparently some kind of weird. I mean, are they putting glitter into this shit now? I mean, is that what we need to worry about? Like, isn't that going to be like some kind of health violation?
I imagine so, man. Like, who wants a glittery ass tattoo? Oh no, there was that one girl. What was her name?
Yeah, well,
Tiffany?
exactly. You've got all these basics that are coming in, and they're like, I want a little glitter heart on my tramp stamp or whatever.
Oh my God, no, that was Kelly. That was that girl Kelly that came in here.
Yeah.
Right in the middle of her chest, and I said that shit's gonna fucking hurt. And she was like, "I want it," and I'm like, "Okay, but I'm not putting glitter shit on." Why do basic white girls like that shit? Why?
I don't know. I apologize on behalf of them. I mean, it's just not even.
You're not a basic white girl. What the fuck?
Nah, it's just embarrassing.
Oh well.
It's just I don't know. But
Was Adam Sandler?
I heard some. I don't remember who it was. Some kid. He comes in and was like, "Can I get a glitter tattoo?" And I'm like, "What the hell is a glitter tattoo?" And he's like, "It's like glitters and stuff." I'm like, "Why?" But apparently it's a new ink. I looked into it. I didn't really look that hard. I couldn't find anything. But apparently there's somebody out there that's handing out or doing ink with glitter in it or something, and it's weird. And it's becoming popular. I've had like 2 people come in and ask them.
Oh, who's this person?
I don't know. This was it. Nobody said.
Who was the last person? Who was the last person that came in with that? Was that today?
Some kid. He was like 18. I don't want to turn him away anyway because he was going to be like one of those daddy's money kids.
Yeah.
I don't know. So I'm worried about a trend.
Yeah, you fucking should be. I don't want that shit, man. That brings down the business.
I mean, if the people want glitter, I mean, I guess we'll find. I mean, I'll look into it and I'll see if I can find it and stuff. But
I'll leave them to you because I'm not doing no glitter tattoos.
fair. All right. I admire your intent.
Fuck, man. Glitter tattoos. Are you hearing this shit, man?
No. I'm fine.
Oh, that shit doesn't hurt. I can show you something that hurt, but that doesn't hurt.
No, I'm all right. I'm all right. This is good. I can take it.
It's just this outline. We even got to color it in yet.
It's like that kid in Moana. Like, are you done yet?
No.
Yeah, we're almost done.
Zzz.
And you're like, and you like start the needle gun close to his scamp, and he reacts as though you're doing it. Yeah, okay.
I'm like,
Stop. So the day goes. You finish your work, and you hear another tattoo come. A client. Excuse me. A client comes in and he's all like, "Hey, did you hear about that thing that happened on the quad? You Washington? Fucking rad, man! Somebody almost got killed by like fallen statue."
what?
Yeah. Like the gargoyle statue on the science building just like detached and fell into the quad.
No fucking way.
Yeah, apparently it was all over the news or whatever.
That doesn't even sound right. Like that was a good TV show, but like, you know, why are they falling? Like what's going
Disney
on?
Plus. Woo!
What? Hey, Miss, turn on the TV real quick. I want to see the news.
Reaches over, stops, hits the remote. Remote opens the TV.
Mm.
Yeah, flips through for a second or two while it's looking at, and you pull up to this news station, and officials still not clear about what or how a gargoyle statuary crumbled off the science building at University of Washington yesterday. Seismology has there hasn't been an earthquake. Science is more worried about. I think they're going to be doing a full analysis of the earthquake preparedness of the university in the event that another shakedown, and they basically steer the story completely away from the gargoyles into earthquake preparedness and the recent, the big shakedown that all the Pacific Northwest seems to be obsessed about mid-October, about how in the event the big one happens, we all need to be prepared for whatever. And it goes on like that, and it talks about the previous ones and how the last recorded earthquake in this region was, I'm not entirely sure when, 19 something. And then they go into the Richter scale or the magnitude scale, and then they go into everything else, and they basically steer it completely away from the gargoyles.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that sucks.
Yeah, it does. It really does. Gargoyles falling out of the sky and shit. That's weird.
Welcome to Seattle, eh?
Yeah, it doesn't happen back home. It doesn't happen. But
no, it doesn't. Nothing weird happens in New York.
not at all. Not at all. New York's pretty dope, man. Also, oh man, before I leave, I'm gonna get something to eat. You hungry? You want something?
No, I'm good.
Okay, so I saw this dude yesterday. He's not on Tinder, but he's really fucking cute. Like I should have snapped a picture of him before he left, but like it's making me reconsider everything I did when I moved out here.
Well,
I think he's a lopper, you know.
good luck, I guess.
Yeah, I'm gonna find that. that's worthy of investment. And if I can help get him some free tattoos, maybe get the number, take him out, go to Starbucks for coffee, and
Hey,
then
remember, bring me back a Coke.
yeah, I'll get you a Coke.
Look at me plugging all those products now. Yeah.
All right, I'm out.
So you leave and you head out for a later lunch.
Yeah, I'm gonna be on Tinder while I'm
Okay.
walking.
And you get of them, because there are many, your ratio of left to right swipes is about 6 to 1. It's not a great day today. I actually rolled, and I took my dice, and whichever one was on the left,
That's incredible.
and the other one was on the right, between the Marvel dice. So Marvel 616 has participated in the Tinder game. There it is.
Homebrew
Okay.
Tinder mechanics for Marvel 616 game. Get it on itch soon.
Right? We're groundbreaking. We're rules now. So
There is nobody online. The
homebrew.
fuck? Oh,
All right. So as you're swiping away, now introduce us to Zan Andrews.
Okay. So, Zan wasn't aware of the shenanery happening the day before. So he did his nightly jog and went to bed. And when he got up this morning getting ready for work, he heard about the gargoyles falling on the news and was just like, well, okay, I hope people are doing okay. That sounds rough. And so he gets ready. He's going down to work. He stops by one of those little newsstands that I'm not sure if they still exist.
Oh yeah.
And there he spots the tabloid talking about the gargoyles actually attacking the university. So he's just kind of looking at that, eating a hot dog he picked up from some other street vendor. Support small businesses. And
for a completely unrelated reason, give me a resilience check.
Oh boy, can I!
Not saying anything about anybody's.
Okay, so let's see. That's 5 on the dice and 3 for a non-combat check. So 7? No, 8.
Not the best street meat in the world.
Yeah, it could be better. Olaf's having an off day. So yeah, while dealing with this hot dog and checking out the tabloids, he's gonna send a text to his boss telling him he's got to go help some people with repairs, and he might not be able to come into work today. And he's gonna take the bus down to the university, see if he can see anything that anyone would consider weird. Like, do these look like do the gargoyles look like how they do in the like online images of the university? Do they look like they've moved like physically? Like, are they still in a crouched position, or are they like in a standing position if they're still there?
All right.
Or if they're not, just like ask around the quad, being like, hey, what happened yesterday?
All right. Well, give us a description, if you will, of who everyone will be talking to. What does
Oh
Zan
boy.
look like?
So Zan is about medium height. He has red curly hair that's, no matter what he does with it, it's always in a mess. He's fit, like he's a mechanic. He lifts stuff. He has shining green eyes, covered in freckles, and he is wearing some steel-toed boots, some blue jeans, and like this aviator jacket with the sleeves rolled up.
Okay.
Yeah, obviously under the jacket is a shirt he doesn't really care about because that's just going to get messy at work anyways.
When you get to the university, and you wander about to head over to the science building, following the map, you come to a scene that is in the beginnings of cleanup. Two large-ish gargoyle statues seem to be lying in the middle of the terrain, the turf outside the building. There's sort of broken bits and pieces of masonry sort of nearby them and around them. And give me, are you investigating it first, or are you going to be talking to people first?
I'm going to see what I can see first, and then I'll go talk to people.
Give me a logic check.
Oh boy, is that my worst? No, that is not my worst. Come on, chaos dice. Oh, that's not bad actually. 12.
Well, what are you looking for particularly?
Well, the news is saying that they just fell. The tabloid is saying there was an attack, and sometimes the tabloids can say the truth when the news can't. At least in this fantastical world of superheroes.
What are you saying?
So yeah, he's mostly curious, like, if he cross-references the gargoyles laying like in the middle of the yard right now to pictures of the college online, do they look like they're in the same position, or do they look like they might have gotten up and moved?
Well, they don't. Yeah, that one over there is definitely not in the same position that it was in. And you kind of I'm no physics expert, but the trajectory of a thing falling off a roof that's the size of a gargoyle statue would probably go straight down, and these ones are sort of out always. And it almost looks like, even then, even where they are isn't where they landed, and where they landed, because of the denting and the tearing up of the terrain and such, is not where you would logically think that a 1,000-pound statue would fall.
Okay. So yeah, he's gonna put that in the old mine palace. And he'll walk around and chat some people up, see if anybody was here around the time that the gargoyling happened.
There's a couple of femme-presenting students come up, ones with laden full of books, that kind of thing. Fresher faces, so you figure they're probably in the younger years of the university. And the one was like, well, I wasn't here because I was over at Becky's place, because she was trying to organize for next week's party. But I've heard Susie, basically, she told us that she heard from Dylan, who was totally apparently there and watching, that there was some kind of huge beast or something, and which doesn't make any sense, because when Dima said that her boyfriend Andy was watching, that he didn't see any beast, but he saw some kind of ghost dude floating around and shooting blasts from some kind of ancient guns or something. But yeah, no, I don't know. I haven't seen it. I wasn't here.
Then we'll nod and be like, Okay, cool, thanks. I was just curious about that. Well, with the whole, and he'll just kind of motion at the mess outside, and
I mean, maybe it's AI.
like generated, or like the gargoyles are robots.
Oh, can you imagine?
That would be really cool.
About gargoyles?
Oh, why aren't there gargoyle robots?
Hey, my dad totally loved this cartoon when he was a kid.
Oh yeah, that the one with the dog and the old guy. Yeah. Oh, that was a good show.
Yeah.
You should watch it if you haven't seen it. It is pretty good.
Like, sounds really retro. I'll watch it, but I'll watch it ironically.
Oh yeah, obviously, of course. So yeah, hurry on to class. Studying's important and all that.
You're gonna kill Sparrow one of these days.
Uh, hmm. So with that neuron fired about the Gargoyles cartoon show, does the miscellaneous sundry broken masonry outside look like it might have been shells of gargoyles? Or is he just hoping beyond hope?
No, they're solid.
Okay.
And they're mostly intact. They're just sort of back to the size of they're big chunky gargoyles that just don't seem to be quite in the pose that they were in when the photos show them on the building.
Okay. So something's going on around here that's weird.
What?
Hmm.
It's like a regular day in South.
Yeah, he's just gonna stand there with his arms crossed, just kind of look at it for a second. Is just thinking like, okay, I have reached the end of my possible examination here. He has no idea where to go from this point. You know what? Maybe he'll check out the library, see if there's anything there about where about the history of the construction or whatever.
Interesting idea. Just need to open the wrong thing. Sorry, stand by.
And also, he does not have a vehicle, so it is public transportation all the way, unless it's within walking distance.
Yeah, I don't think Synapse has a vehicle either. Although I think she could get one very easily.
Oh, yeah.
Given that all cars now have computers in them, she
Yeah, I was gonna
kind
say,
of just
just-
has to go up and be like, can you give me a ride to that car and just let's fucking go, and she'll pretend to drive.
Does she even have a driver's license?
She can pretend that she does. and the system will back her up. So
Fair.
I just like the idea of her, like, she gets pulled over, but because she can only interact with one machine at a time, she basically has to turn the car off, reach out to the machine that does the checking in the police car, and then restart the car when they drive off. She can't drive off until then. Have I given this too much thought? I've probably given this a lot of thought.
Maybe a little bit too much thought on how your character would steal a car and get away with it.
I think it really counts as stealing, as she asked permission. She didn't ask permission of a human.
I mean,
It's not like she's telling it to do whatever she says. She's asked it to take her for a ride.
you can justify that if you want, but
I intend
I'm
to.
generally intelligent.
Yeah, but she communicates with machines. Of course she thinks they're intelligent.
Sure.
That's my story and I'm sticking to it. Don't judge me.
Excellent. Now, let's see. as would Raylan go to where are you heading for food?
Me?
The-
He's kind of torn between McDonald's and Starbucks.
There. Would you go to a convenience store, perchance?
If I have to, yeah, I'll go.
You gotta get him a Coke.
Hmm?
You gotta get Mitch a Coke.
Oh yeah, I gotta get him a Coke. Fuck. That's
Okay,
right.
you remember that, right? You have your McDonald's,
Mm-hmm.
right? So you got your Coke and you got your drink and you're eating your fries. You got to eat them fast, otherwise they kind of get all soggy and gross.
Mm-hmm.
And then you're on your way back and you're like, oh, forgot to get Mitch a Coke. So you head over to the local K because it's all Circle K now. It doesn't seem to be
Mhm.
anything else.
Mm-hmm.
And you go in, and the guy behind the till, you're going to head back to the freezer, or not the freezer, the refrigerator. Grab the Coke out. You come up, and you lock eyes with the guy behind the till, and he's like,
I just lock eyes with him, and he's like, and then I just like, my eyes go.
and he's kind of flicks his eyes, looking to his left, and you see a guy who's really shifty and shady, and he's kind of got his collar up. He's got like a ball cap on. His hand in his pocket of his
Mhm.
jean jacket.
I see
A
him.
suspicious bulge in the pocket of the jean jacket.
I acknowledge what he says, and I kind of like back away, and I get low to the ground, and I head towards that direction.
Okay. So you start moving around, and you hear the little dingle of the door. Doo-doo. And another youth comes in. He's like, Jay, come on. This isn't hard. Just can do it. The guy referred to as Jay, the guy that you now identify as the guy with the pocket, with the bulge, is like, Ty, fuck off. I can do this. I told you I want to be in. And Jay turns to the man behind the desk. Come on. Just fucking open the register.
Is the other guy still in there with him?
Yeah,
Like
he's
his
kind of
friend?
in the doorway.
I'd like to pop up behind the guy that's trying to rob the store, and like yank him down.
Cool. Give me, I guess that would be a melee check. I'm going to consider him unaware because he's not expecting. He's ramped up on adrenaline.
Mm. 542, 12.
5, 4, 9, 2, 11.
11. Sorry.
And your bonus.
Nope.
So you grab him. And he was like, huh, what the fuck?
What do you think you're doing? You're driving the store? It's just been revoked. And I want to, if I can, surreptitiously kind of like web him from behind and kind of like pull him down while I'm kind of holding him. So I'm like, oh, you fell.
Okay.
What do I do?
Agility.
Six, four, four.
That's way better. So yeah, so you surreptitiously in behind, and you sort of just yank it down and throw him to the ground.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'll give you that. And he falls backwards onto the ground. What the fuck? Says Ty from the doorway. And just then, the door pushes open, and in come, like, one after the other, like 5 or 6.
Mm-hmm.
Also youths, different insignia, different colors. And one of them, sort of the taller, broader, more muscled fella, he's like, so I heard you guys were hitting and breaking in newbies in our terrain, and just brought a couple of associates here to let you know how much we don't approve. So I suggest you fuck off. And then Ty looks a little bit rattled because, well, I mean, he can count.
Mm-hmm. Are they speaking to him and they're not speaking to me, right?
No, they seem to be speaking to Ty, and he's kind of backed up against the counter. The proprietor is sort of beside himself, and he's like kind of ducking down at this point.
Ty, is
He's
it?
trying to fumble with whatever's in his jacket.
Ty, is it?
And he looks over at you. Who the fuck are you?
That's a very fair question. I'm not going to answer that right now because I think you're full of shit. And since your name is Ty, I think it's high time that you hit the street. Get your little bony ass and your friend and hit the street. Don't try to rob a fucking store, or I will hurt you.
Okay. He's like, Ty's not moving. He doesn't have a I mean, he's between a rock and a hard place at this point. He's like, doesn't know you, but he's got.
What's he got?
A gun.
An automatic weapon.
This is the United States, so.
I mean, it's probably even legal. But he's also got 6 people from the other group between him and the door.
Ah, gotcha. Oh my God, are you so fucking scared? They told you to leave. Just get the fuck out, bro. I know. Looking at the scene, it looks kind of fucked up. And you got to ask yourself, do you feel lucky? Do you? I think you do. Hey, if you make it out of here alive and you actually leave, I'll give you a free tattoo. Yes. You know what? Hold on a second. Let me text that creepy girl.
No, none of them
That's
know what
me.
you're talking about.
Hey, creepy girl. It's me letting you know that a shakedown's going on Fifth Ave and Chrysler near the Starbucks and McDonald's. Bring your computer tech, what's it, or whatever you do. I know you're probably spying on me. Heart emoji, Christmas tree.
And I assume that is actually coming to me and not some random Tinder hookup that you sent that to.
Talking to you.
Sweet.
Double checks though, just to make
He
sure.
just has a folder in his phone that's creepy girls. So like 12
I
other
was hoping
people
for a
got that.
spider emoji, but you know.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's later. You got to build up to it.
Well done.
Okay. I like to imagine I'm in the middle of like some big boss battle or something and get the notification.
You're in a raid.
Yeah. Opens it because of course you do.
BRB.
BRB.
And they're like, you're our tag. What the hell? Why?
I didn't think I was that creepy. Oh, right, that's an actual thing. Focus, Synapse. Okay. So can I immediately like try and hack in and see what's happening in this grocery store, given that, as far as I'm aware, Seattle and like a lot of cities in America and like Beijing and that have a interconnected security system. They have it on the streets. I don't. Yeah, like CCTV.
Give
Yeah.
me a logic check. This one's going to be fairly high because
Okay.
you're basically looking for a needle in a haystack at this point.
Well, no, I know exactly where he is, so I'm looking for a specific set of cameras in that area.
Yeah.
I'm
You're also
that's fine.
digging through a bunch of cameras and a bunch of different Wi-Fi connections.
I don't think I would have done it. I rolled in Roll20 or at 10. And the only reason I rolled in Roll20 is because I don't want to do math at
You get the street
427. Okay. Can I see inside the thing at all? Enough to verify that this is actually what's happening and it's not a trap for
What
me.
you can see is you see the outside. You basically see a camera that's looking onto, it's a street cam. So you're basically, it's one of those ones that are going to take pictures of speeders through the intersection, and you get just enough of an angle that you can see the Circle K in the corner, and you can see there's a crowd of people on the inside, just inside the door.
Okay. Shit.
And interestingly, just off the way around the sort of the edge of the building, you see another group of individuals, probably 4 or 5 of them, sort of waiting. Give me what's perception? Vigilance check.
10.
10. Sure.
Exactly the same.
Yeah, perfect. Not quite sure. These CCTVs are notoriously grainy. That guy might have a weapon. Looks
Well,
like
hell.
a bat? Something? I don't know. What is cartoon?
All right.
What do they possibly have as weapons?
Can
Black.
I text somebody else too while this is going on?
Oh, I'm already gonna text everybody. Just immediately, like
It's already gone out.
Yeah,
You've been RT'd like
Killian,
2
I'm so
times.
sorry. Just address, weapon, help. That's what you get. And
Lots of things.
like, because I can't I can't seem to hack into this thing. I'm gonna go. Of course I am. I need to be closer. So she suits up and it just goes, sorry, internet trouble. and then just instead of like logging out of the game, disconnects
Nice.
so that it's a server issue, and she just fucking goes.
Ugh. Simultaneously, irritating for everyone else and painful for her because she's literally disconnecting a server.
Yeah. On the upside, she can just flip it back on, just doesn't reopen the game. So once her system, once it cuts down and flicks it back on, but
Hard reboot. That's great.
Yeah.
Not at all harmful for your system and whatever save things you had to have. Did you save everything before you shut it down?
of course I did. I'm not a child.
Or
Immediately
an
starts
elderly
checking.
person. Not that we're big ages. Some of us forget to save things, okay? So stop.
I always forget.
I went through university and I did masters with a computer that decided to delete my shit every 2 weeks.
Excellent.
I learned to save. I learned to back up and save on 3 different hard drives and the cloud.
And the cloud. Great.
So yeah, I'm gonna send that text and just go.
Prince Royce has a whole song about it. He and J-Lo sang all about backing things up.
You know that tip jar thing I was mentioning? CJ, can we get that for
should.
Mike too?
We should.
At this point, we need a groan vault, just a huge...
Emotional damage tip jar.
A tip
You
50
gotta throw
gallon
everything
drum.
into it like this.
Just you get. If all of us groan, you get a point.
Inspiration.
The one with the most points at the end of the season gets to give everyone else $50.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Yes.
Gets to, yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
It's a reward.
So everybody gets 10 or is it a
Nope, 50 each.
large
50
price tag?
each.
Okay.
Dang.
There.
Wait,
I'm
no.
already going to win that, so it's all good.
Yeah, I'm lucky because I make all my jokes in the Discord and nobody gets to react to it on stream.
You say that, but I'll call it out.
Go ahead.
I don't do any jokes. I'm good.
Exactly.
That's the issue.
Well, Joe down there straight man in the whole thing. All right, so you each gain or most of you, I guess, gain a text, a warning. As for Zan Andrews,
Yes.
as luck would have it, because this is how comic books work,
Mm-hmm.
you are on your way back, and one of your stops is a switch over to another bus.
Mm-hmm.
And the switch over to the other bus, you hop out of the bus, and I mean, you haven't eaten yet. So,
No, I only had the bad hot dog. So surely a Circle K sandwich would
And- well,
would help settle that.
So much better when it's
Yeah.
a display case as opposed to on the street.
Yeah.
It's like that extra level of authenticity.
Yeah, it's slowly getting closer to
Actual
homemade.
food.
Yeah.
Yes. But then you're also like, every now and then, because this is the way hot dogs are, and you're kind of like, and you're like, it's repeating. And
Yeah.
you're like, yeah, I'd like to wash the taste of hot dog out of my mouth.
Yeah.
So you're like, yeah, maybe I'll stop over at the Circle. But the Circle K looks really busy. A
He-
bunch of people right inside the door.
Yeah, he'll walk up to the crowd by the door and is just kind of trying to peek over and it's like, is it busy today? Like, what's going on? Is there a sale?
A young male presenting 5'8", 5'9", Asian guy, about youngish, probably early 20s, turns around and said, "Fuck off. Get the fuck out of here."
That's rude. This is a public place, man. I'm just in line waiting to
Yo,
get a
Did you
sandwich.
not hear me?
Yeah, I heard you, but you're being rude, man.
You're being rude, man. Whatever. Get the fuck out.
He'll just lean
then
over to
produces
the next
switchblade.
person.
He just produces a switchblade. Get the fuck out.
Okay, you're just escalating. Like, that's no way for strangers to interact with one another. Like if we have a problem, then it's
Inappropriate
easier.
conduct.
What?
This is inappropriate conduct.
Yeah.
You disapprove of your methods.
Yeah. Like, if we have a problem, then it's easier to talk it out than to, immediately resort to violence. Like, come on, man, what's going on? Having a bad day today?
Yo, man, whatever. Just fuck off.
No, I want to get a sandwich. And maybe like one of those jars of coffee. I haven't had coffee today.
Jars of coffee. Yo, this place is closed.
The sign says it's open. Like, and like I can see the cashier through the windows. Like, he's still at the register. Like, there are people hanging out about there in there. Like,
The poor guy's like, what the fuck is going on?
Just unassailable logic.
Do I see any of this?
Yeah, you see one of the group at the door, an Asian youth, turns around and starts having some kind of petulant exchange with somebody who tried to come in the door, who doesn't seem to want to leave. The door's still open. The little chime, doo-doo, 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 is still going because somebody's in that little breaking thing that's breaking the link. Doo-doo, doo-doo.
look, just let me in. I'll get my sandwich, and I'll wait for the rest of your party to, check out whatever you're getting, and yeah, no one will have a problem.
Yeah, we got no problem. You fuck off.
Yeah,
And he nudges his buddy beside him, who's like a much bigger gorilla by comparison. It's like, fucking beat this guy. And B doesn't seem to be, he seems very compliant, this fellow. So he turns like, all right, whatever. But and B reaches out to try to grab you.
Yeah, I think Zan is gonna try to, like, he doesn't want to step back, so maybe, I guess, to the side, like, just kind of like a little Mac dodge. Just like, feet are still in the same place, but he's just gonna lean his torso
What's your melee
a little
defense?
bit.
What's your melee?
Melee defense is 11.
Perfect.
What's resilience defense? Oh, like poison and stuff like that. Okay.
Yeah. Constitution saving throw.
Yeah.
Did I say that out loud? Shame on me. On the game that isn't D&D, so don't even compare it.
For shame, for shame.
How dare.
Right?
We've exposed the whole system.
Oh no.
Monday.
Now we're in trouble. They have to sponsor us now, otherwise we'll talk.
You're only in trouble if you get caught. We're in trouble.
The issue is we're
Oh
trying
god, there's
to get
recorded
caught.
evidence.
Reaches out, tries to grab you by the shoulder, and you sort of deftly move out of the way.
Yeah, this is- oh,
It's consternating for this fellow.
yeah. Okay, guys, you're being really antagonistic here. Like, can I just want to get my sandwich and catch my bus. Like, it's gonna be here in like 5 minutes. So can I please just in and out? That's all I want to do.
You don't get it.
I don't get why you're being so rude. Like, just
Right. So everybody there, we're going to have you roll initiative. Actually, everybody roll initiative because we're going to have you
boy.
showing up relatively quickly.
Okay.
Because everything
Yeah,
is pretty
roll in-
close in Seattle. That's the whole
Okay.
thing.
16.
Oh, motherfucker. 9.
How are we rolling initiative again?
3d6, and then you have an initiative bonus, which I believe is
Okay.
your vigilance bonus.
17.
Holy crap.
11.
Just had one up me, didn't you?
I rolled a 16. I'm like, oh, we got the same score. And I look, initiative +1. Ooh.
I got
I
a
think
9. I don't think Roll20 likes me.
Initiative
I'm
is
gonna-
+1 across the board unless you get a
Okay.
trait,
For the
right?
most-
Bonus
yeah.
to it, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it's vigilance bonus, isn't it?
Vigilance?
Yeah.
Oh, is it?
Yes.
Oh,
Yes.
okay, yeah. Yeah, I can see that.
Makes sense.
10.
Okay, yep, it says so right there.
Last? That's fine. It's not like I do that much heavy lifting in combat.
And Synapse is 9. And Gideon,
I'm on my way, guys. Just traffic.
17.
I don't like the outside.
Steel
I'm on my way,
Aegis,
guys.
16. Steel Aegis got a
Oh,
16.
Steel Age just got 16, yeah.
16. Gideon,
11.
11. And the bad guys,
Yes, what did the bad guys get?
well,
Shit.
not so bad. Yes, because street gangs are going to be notoriously faster than superheroes. This is how this works.
Mm-hmm.
Always. And actually, so let's narrate this a little bit. How is Seraphina getting there?
If it's close enough, she's going to like run there. If it's further away from her, she's 100% going to talk to a car and say, "Can you please take me?" and use her power on the car to drive herself there. Because she needs to be quick. So, is she within running distance? Because she would prefer to do that.
What are the odds? I'll say yes, actually, based on fancy
All right, then-
statistical roll. They roll all ones. Sure, why not?
Sweet. She's going to cheese it there then. Just send a text, get dressed, fucking go. And by get dressed, I mean actually go into the superhero outfit, not the comfy hoodie that she's
You're going to
normally
be
in.
running down the street in a superhero outfit. Okay.
I feel like that's a mistake.
It's on Saturday afternoon, and people say it's close to Halloween. Sure.
Fine, I'm going to be in the hoodie. Fuck it. But
I mean, also a hoodie.
It's really-
I mean,
it's really funny. She's like in this very oversized hoodie with like the, you know, like the really, really cutesy kind of like hoodies with like the little ears on top. She's got that, but it's green and black. And like she's got shorts and stuff on and heel, well, not heels, but like, you know,
Okay.
like the high sneakers.
what is it?
Platforms.
Come on.
Platform,
fem-
yeah.
All the femme
Creepy
heroes are
goth
in
girl.
I was going to say raver
Fine.
myself, but okay.
Yeah.
It is not as creepy as you guys are thinking. It's very soft and fluffy. Not that fluffy,
So it's
but
a
fluffy.
onesie.
No, it's a hood. Have you seen a large hoodie before? What the fuck is wrong with you guys?
Run,
It's
Sin.
just an
Run.
oversized
Run.
hoodie.
Run, Sin. Run.
All right. So you're running down the street in your hoodie that is soft and warm and cuddly. And
It's entirely like a comfort thing. It's just oversized. It's like
And-
clearly 3 or 4 sizes bigger than
bottom
her.
is tights. Because you basically throw the hoodie over top of the tights, so you basically look like the average Seattleite.
Yeah. I have no idea. I live in Australia.
Baggy hoodie
I've got
and
nothing.
tights because tights.
Yeah, there we go.
Your tights just happen to be colorful.
Green and black. She has a color scheme.
Sure.
Why do I feel so judged for that?
If anybody who's watching wants to do character art, we've got all kinds of descriptions for you.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
All right. And how's Gideon Price getting there?
Well, Gideon does not want to have to go through the whole act of being a stuffy and annoying professor all over again. So as soon as he gets the message, he is going to get a taxi and offer the taxi driver $200 if he is home within like 5 minutes. So just kind of like break a law if you need to. I just need to get home very quickly. He is going to
Oh.
have himself a change of clothes into what basically counts as his crime-fighting uniform, but is essentially just a very upscale, tailored, and reinforced all-black suit, very John Wick style.
I was thinking, Hitman from the video games. Very
Yeah,
sort of
similar, but
immaculate suit.
absolutely. But even like there is no color deviation from black within this. Like it's black shirt, black vest, black tie, black.
Okay.
Everything's black. And a walking cane that may or may not have a secret. And he is then going to hop into, I think, a car, one of a couple that he owns, just for the sake of being able to drive everyone else with him if he should so need to. And then he is going to drive over to the address that was
Gideon Mobile. Ba-da-da-da-da.
given. Yes, exactly. The with his very appropriate last name, the Price Mobile.
Atomic thrusters to power, turbines to speed. All right. Killian, how are you managing to make your way to the Circle K?
Killian's on the bus. I don't know if he's on the bus that Zan needs
Oh, that's
to
right.
transfer
You
Is he
on
just
to.
at the bus stop?
Switch. It's good way. So you're on a neighboring bus. The bus comes by, and you're like, "Hey, this is my stop." And then you kind of like ring the bell, and you have to hustle back a half a block,
Mm-hmm.
and then you're on the way there. All right. So I'm going to basically say, narratively, most of you arrive mostly around the same time. Gideon, you come up one particular street. Just as you see the Circle K, you also see a small group of hoodies outside it by a dumpster, kind of arguing with each other. And Synapse, as you hoof your way there, you see, actually you wouldn't know Gideon's car, you see a bus drive by, stops at a spot just past the Circle K, but not at a bus stop. And then Killian gets out, and you hustle up. And at this point, I think, since it's been plenty of time, let's take a quick 5-minute break for hydration and etc. And we will be back with what our team does in the face of true adversity. I'm sorry.
And true sandwich denial.
Sorry.
Yeah.
All right, so everybody go hydrate, and we'll be back in 5.
Yep.
Oh boy.
And pausing in 1, 2.
Also, have my cats been
Because of course.
I love that it's going to cut off where you were talking about your cat, and it's going to come in. I was just like completely.
Yeah,
We're all laughing.
no, this is the point where we need like the butt of a joke to happen, you know, and then someone literally needs to
And
say,
then they said,
and it wasn't even her bucket.
"Oh, wait,
I was just thinking of like, yeah, I'm definitely bleeding.
Are you okay? Do we?
Oh, no,
Like we
just-
need to stop?
wait, what?
No. I mean, just like we cold open, and I'm just like, oh
Oh,
yeah, I'm definitely bleeding. Like something has occurred
Yeah.
with the cats.
Nice.
Oh, now they're
Yes.
sleeping.
Of course.
The little devils.
They finally can cuss themselves enough to be unconscious
For now.
for now.
that sounds so bad.
It does. Like
mostly
they're
come
not
out at night.
concussing themselves; they're concussing each other.
Not
That's fine,
better.
then.
Doesn't make it. They mostly come out at night.
Mostly.
All right. Welcome back. And
Right,
lastly,
we're playing a game.
Right, we're
That's the
recording.
thing we're doing.
We're live. We're doing it live. No. When we left off, our would-be heroes were conducting the remnants of their day, or the following day, based upon their exploits, having defeated some kind of elf dude in armor and rescuing a shard, etc. And we're going about their daily lives, going shopping, playing computer games, and in some cases, after finishing some work, going out for a bite to eat and coming across a convenience store robbery. Because everybody's got to start somewhere. From there, Raylan, Brown Recluse, determined that one gang member, easy. 7 gang members, not so much. Might need to call in a little bit of backup, and contacted his newly acquired associates, who seemed to be decent enough in a fight the last time he encountered them. So, what the heck? Let's go for 2. And that's now where we leave off, with Brown Recluse inside, having just pulled one of a gang member to the floor, another gang member wondering what the hell he's going to do, because he's caught between this situation and another group of gang members who apparently seem to think that the one gang is muscling in on their turf. Everyone else is outside. Some of you have observed other gang members behind the building. And it's about to go down, I guess. We've all rolled initiative, and let's start with Killian at 17.
So Killian knows what some of these people look like. Not everybody knows what Killian looks like. Not as Solstice. He would like to change into the form that they'll recognize, his true elven self. But he will need to hide to do so. So I would like to maybe scope out a telephone booth or an alley or
Telephone booth. 1980.
I desperately want you to have to try and find a telephone in Seattle.
Actually, you know what?
Right now.
There will be.
I'll organize some for you, don't worry.
Because this is America, and every now and then you come across these things. You see, in fact, the remnants, not of a telephone booth, but of one of those, UBC, the telephone kiosks things, where you basically have like the telephone thing is sort of on the side of the building. The telephone is there. The cord is cut. So it's a useless phone.
Okay,
And there's a phone book, but it's like half there, and most of it's been torn out. It's like this is the street phone that time forgot, as it were. Just
okay.
somehow been overlooked by all of the city workers that were there to pull out phone booths in the first place.
Typical.
But yes, it's not enough to hide behind.
Perhaps he's going to try and look very inconspicuous, as if he's trying to use this old phone, and kind of like just hunch and then drop the disguise, and hopefully nobody notices.
All right. Synapse, give me a vigilance check, please. Because I was noting that you were the only one that actually saw Killian off the bus, or at least
15, baby!
15. Okay. So,
With a 5 on the Marvel die.
nice. You notice that there were a couple people that came off the bus, and you note that one individual basically stopped and picked up and started making a phone call with this really archaic phone. You note very briefly, almost instantaneously, that, hey, wait a minute, that phone receiver isn't connected because the cord is snipped on it. And then suddenly, and it was almost like one of those fluid motions thing, where basically he kind of leans into it sort of thing, and then he hangs up, and he sort of does this turnaround, but there he is. That's that Solstice guy that you ran into the other day.
Do we make eye contact? I feel like we make eye contact.
You just did a phone booth change in a non-phone booth.
Oh. Did you?
And then you, Solstice, you will see someone hustling fairly,
I just want to come to a stop, just like if I'm outside the convenience stop, just like stop.
The little dust underneath her heels when she comes. And you see the woman that identified herself as Synapse. The black and green, wearing a hoodie this time.
Oh, but to be fair, I was wearing a hood last time too.
Fair.
So this outfit's just less skin tight.
This one's a coloring matching the tights. And it's got, what, cat ears?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Why not? Yeah. It wasn't what I was thinking, but we'll go with it.
At least it's not the headset with the cat ears.
It should be the headset with the cat ears. Holy shit. It should be the headset with the cat ears. Yes, please. Black version of this, please.
Yes. So she's wearing the
I'm sorry.
the cat-eared headset, black with green on the inside of the ear, because color, hero stuff. So, you see you. Gideon Price pulls over to the next, finds a parking spot in a loading zone.
It's my loading zone.
Honestly, when you're rich enough,
Yeah,
laws are really just
Laws
like
are for
fines are just
people who
the
have- yeah.
price you pay to do fun
Exactly.
shit.
yeah.
I really like the idea of her, like she knows you've seen that she's seen you. And she's just kind of like, well, that is none of my business, funnily enough.
Thank you.
I might have some questions later. But funnily enough, you just flew in here. That was very, very cool of you.
I did. Thank you. You rang. You texted.
Yes. Brown Recluse sent me a message calling me creepy, which is kind of insulting, but there's problems in there. And I had a quick look, and there appear to be some gang members with some weapons, and I figured, probably wise if we didn't let our new friend, the Seattle Spider-Man, get killed on his first day with us. Well, not that we're with us, I guess. You know what I mean, right?
Dang. So much shade.
I've never encountered a gang before. Do we just go in there and rough them up?
I mean, we could. I don't really buy it, though.
Yes, neither do I.
Do you think we could intimidate them? You're pretty intimidating. I wish we had Gideon in here. He's more intimidating, not gonna lie. No offense, man, of course. You're very pretty, but he's scary. If that makes sense.
He kind of just reminded me of my old professor.
That might be it. I have problems with academics.
We should
Very
probably not be
judgmental folk.
confessing as our new friend is in danger.
Well, I
Yeah.
was hoping Gideon would step up and
The two of
say
you
hello.
the two of you run into each other in the corner. You're sort of debating. Gideon, you get out of the car and you start walking towards these two individuals that you notice.
Yeah.
Zan Andrews, Steel Aegis.
Yes.
What are you doing? Because at this point, you've gotten off the bus. You see the K in front of you. You see the group of gang members at the dumpster behind, at back. And then you see a femme presenting, a woman in black and green tights and a black and green hoodie with black cat ear headphones, talking to, remind me what Gideon looks like? Solstice?
So right now, Solstice would look like a drow, so a very dark, black blue skinned
Dark,
elf.
sort of.
Yeah, tall, long ears, auburn, I think is the color, robe, very out of place.
Lord of the Rings cosplayer.
Mhm.
And a man who, I don't know, is probably the Secret Service, something. You're expecting, the only thing you don't see with this guy is that wired spring microphone that
Mm-hmm.
sticks in his ear. But this dude is like black on black on black. Always been on black. Wesley Snipes, 1992.
I
So
was 1 year off of when I was born.
yeah, Zan manages
Automatic
to
trouble
avoid
for
getting
Synapse
grabbed
for
by
this
this
speaker.
guy and sees these people rolling up, and it's just like, huh, like, hey, it's not like he'll turn back to the Asian guy with the knife, and it's like, it's not Halloween, right? Like my calendar's not off, is it? Like that's weird. And he'll kind of try to try and scoot around the people blocking the entrance to the Circle K, like try to draw their attention to the folks coming down the street and away from him so that he can finally get his dang sandwich.
Want my
I
sandwich?
go to see you can get a sandwich.
Yeah.
Excellent.
Ken know while this is happening, see this Asian guy and try and hack into his phone. I wanted to hack into one of the gang members' phones while I was here. So
All right. One step
Also-
at a time.
Also, I want to say Steel Aegis is very dumb. Like, I don't think he's caught on that this is a robbery.
There's a massive group of people.
I'm so sorry.
Excellent. All right. Well, he's not dumb. He's a mechanic. He's
just not socially
there's a certain
aware.
level of
Yeah.
expectation of societal norm that he's sort
Yeah.
of expecting people to be decent people all the time and not expecting people to be robbing the place.
Yeah, exactly.
So, that said, you start to sort of sidestep, but you can't really get any because all the gang, at this point, you're trying to sidestep away from B, and another guy's kind of getting, you get his attention as well because you can't get past anybody because these places are notoriously
excuse me.
stocked full of these standing
Excuse me.
racks.
I just need in real quick. Excuse me.
It's like, what the fuck? No. And the guy beside B sort of like just elbows you back as they push.
Okay.
Give me a... Make it Are you trying to muscle your way in, or
A little bit, yeah.
okay, melee?
Melee. All right, let's see. Would this be a non-combat check?
Let's make it a non-combat check.
Okay, I get slightly better on those. Oh, okay, so 11, 12, 13, 14, 15.
Sure. So you manage to push your way through the group of 6 to another scene where you can now more clearly see the proprietor, who's basically cowering behind the desk or the counter because he wants nothing to do with any of this. And there's another man dressed like Raylan is dressed.
A a flannel hoodie.
They make flannel hoodies?
They do now.
A bubble, little bubble puffer jacket with the sleeves off, some joggers, and some Nike road shoes.
With another guy who's wearing different color, who's actually wearing same colors as there's another fella, sort of singular, kind of backed up against the
Counter.
The counter. Thank you. Who's in similar sort of color and insignia as the guy on the floor next to the person that Raylan just described himself as.
Yeah, then it's just gonna.
Sandwiches are over there in the cabinet in the freezer section.
Yeah, I think it might click with him that something's up here. And it's like,
Yeah,
is there some
there's a
trouble?
little too much tension going on. There's a guy at least with a switchblade. There's another guy on the floor who's still fumbling with the thing in his pocket.
Hello, sir.
Hey, what's up? What's going on here?
This is a fucking robbery. I don't know how the hell you got in here.
It just like
Are you robbing the place?
yeah, like it just dawns on him, and he turns around. And is like, wait, are you guys robbing? Like stealing from here?
Were you hit by a Mac bus when you were born? Like, what the hell's wrong with you? It's a
I
robbery.
thought it was a line. Like, what are you guys even doing? At most, there's
You really
$200 in the register. Are you going to go to jail for $200?
Apparently they are. And also, what asshole sits there and thinks at a convenience store that there's a fucking line?
I have seen some lines, good
This
sir.
is not a meet and greet to meet Michael Jackson.
Isn't he dead?
Yeah,
Ah.
very dead.
Oh, that sucks.
Wait, you didn't know he died?
I heard rumors. And like while he's talking about this, like he's reaching into his jacket and like he pulls out, like it kind of looks like the visor off of a knight's helmet almost. And he's just like,
Fuck, another cosplayer. You're worse than that creepy
so
guy.
okay, so is it him and these guys over here that are robbing the place? Like, or are you in on this too?
Oh, me?
Yeah.
No, I came here to get my friend Mike a miniature Coke.
Oh. Okay. Yeah, just one moment then. And
What the fuck are you
he'll
doing?
hold
Light
the
up?
he'll hold the mask up and just shout, "Mask on!" and slam it onto his face. And when he
Oh.
does, like
And
you
from the
start hearing
mask,
Massive
like this
90s guitar riff.
oh yeah, 100%. If we were in a quarry, there'd be an explosion.
Dun, 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 dun.
And yeah, like spreading from the mask is like kind of like this wave of like digitized light almost.
Nice.
And after it finishes like covering him, the light just kind of dispersed and he is wearing his steel Aegis armor. So yeah, the visor is still there, but it is now attached to a orange helmet with a silver mouth plate. There is a cape that billows out from the shoulders. That's the same color orange. The bodysuit itself is a darker orange, and the armor is a mix of silver and black with a yellow, like star-shaped A on the heart side of the chest plate.
And at least 3 unnecessary power poses.
Oh yeah, obviously.
Oh my god.
It's like, what is even happening?
Are you a fucking
What?
Power Ranger?
Meanwhile,
I
Ty,
will admit they're one of my inspirations.
Oh god, you got the voice down too. Okay. So
and
all
he's got
right.
to move his head in order to talk.
Oh yeah, obviously.
All right,
Yeah,
You
Optimus
can't tell
Prime.
because he's in a full face mask.
Yeah.
All right, Optimus Prime. Sick 'em.
Amazing.
So
Meanwhile, Ty is completely beside himself, going, "I don't even know what the fuck is going on. What the hell? I just wanted to."
so
Want to
yeah.
rob the place?
Is it still my turn, or are we going on to someone else?
You muscled your way in, so
Yep.
we're gonna move to Gideon.
All right, sounds
So
good.
Gideon, you have Synapse and Solstice in front of you. As you're coming across the street in your black on black finery, and whoever was in the doorway that was setting off the doo doo finally managed to make his way inside.
So again, as Gideon kind of like comes up, this is not just, it's not like just a suit change, it is also a complete posture and behavior change. So your conversation about him possibly being intimidating is actually very fitting because this is like looking at the evil bad boy twin brother of the nerdy professor that you had previously
Penciled in mustache.
encountered. Yeah, it's like almost like he grows a goatee. This is like almost like that. It's like he's had a lot of time to practice changing his postures and his behavior enough to literally be unrecognizable. And this is kind of like that situation. And he comes up full of kind of like this confidence that was not really like his confidence in the previous situation was far more kind of like the authoritative confidence of a professor who still thinks that he is within his rights to command people. This is something completely different. This is a confidence of capability and of being actually very good at what he intends to do.
I have a question.
Yes.
Really quickly. Do you look like a government agent right now?
Somewhat. Like it is like the government agent look would probably be associated if you like associate like completely black suits with it. Like I
Like
said, like you
FBI,
mentioned-
kind
yeah,
of.
yeah. Like there's
Okay.
no sunglasses or anything. Like his face is still like his face, but like it's all
Oh yeah,
like a black
but
suit with
Synapse
a kind of a walk.
panics.
Yeah.
She goes like very white, like
Yep.
immediately head down, even tugs the hoodie down a little bit.
And he's going to come up to you too and says, and he's going to say, "Good day. It seems like they have begun without us. Shall we?"
Yes.
Wait.
What is this shall that we are committing to?
Let's go fight them. That seems like the thing to do.
I would have
Well, have they
expected.
done anything to break the law?
Well, the information came from Synapse, so I'm assuming that you are the one with the information, or otherwise someone who has contacted you. But at any
Where
rate,
the
it seems to
fuck
be a
are you?
commotion up front. So.
That was
I'm going to
like,
hold it. Yeah. He's calling for help. We should probably help him.
Then let us go help. And I'm just going to stride towards the
Are you guys just shitting on the
Store.
street?
No, we're here. Fuck you.
And how do you have time to type?
Spidey
And
sense.
I'm just like.
speaking of ground recluse, your turn. What's up?
So I'm still sitting here with Mrs. Ultron.
Mhm.
One interesting outfit. Tie is still tied down.
I was like, no, Jay is the one that you pulled down. Ty is standing
Oh.
up against the counter. He's like, what the fuck is even going on? I'm just trying to get out of here. And then the other six are now fully focused on the inside. And half of them are looking at our Kamen Raider.
Yeah, as well it should be.
And the other ones are sort of milling around being tough and sort of trying to look intimidating and like,
Being background characters waiting for their time to get
Get
thrown
beat up.
off screen.
Yes.
I'm fucking done with this.
Two of them,
shit.
you can't even see their faces because they're not paid enough.
Yeah.
Is there a way I can just kind of like back away from what's happening, kind of like duck behind like the food and just pull his mask on?
Good. Yeah. Give me an agility check. How gracefully do you exit?
I'm sauntering away.
No. You're not even trying to leap.
No.
Just like casually wander and sort of
Okay,
fade
no.
into nothing.
5, 5, 3.
Nice.
13.
And your agility bonus?
$14.
Excellent. So that will give you that you sort of back up, and because everybody just got dazzled by the morphin time transformation here,
Mhm.
that you all eyes are not in fact on you, which hurts a bit, but you know you'll get over. And you kind of back away slowly, and have now the capacity. You're behind the bread and Pop-Tarts section, where the just close to where the chips are, and are free to slip the mask on as you need.
Okay. And you said it's just those things that are around me?
Anyway, sorry?
Or you said those are just the only like foodstuffs around?
Yeah, just food stuff.
Uh,
Nobody's looking down this aisle.
All right. I want to come out with the mask on, like kind of drop the other stuff he's on top. Show the little shirt thing. Just was like, all right. I've come here to chew gum and kick ass, and I'm all out of chewing gum.
I'm all out of ass.
Well, I think they, I believe they have some down that aisle.
Can I
in the
hear this from
impulse.
in there and be like, do we have to save him?
Why are
Are we
doing
sure?
this again?
Are we sure we need to save him right now?
And I will
Less
pull.
certain of that by the
and I will,
minute.
I will pull Ty backwards with a web, if I can.
The guy you webbed when you pulled down to the floor.
No, the other guy that's like
Okay.
stuck between a rock and a hard place.
Okay. He'll be coming
that Jay?
towards you.
Yeah, pulling towards me.
Yeah, I'll give you that. Give me an agility check. And please fail.
Wow, no confidence there.
Because I've got an idea for what happens.
10.
10
Well,
works.
11.
11 works better. Do you manage to, out with the webs, grab a hold of Ty? He's like, ah, what the? And you kind of give him a little yank, and he stumbles into the aisle where you are.
I am the law.
Because of course. All right. Synapse.
Hmm.
You head in,
Okay.
you basically open the door and you see a wall of bodies. People standing.
Okay. So
Just
they're
similarly
all
gang
used, correct, right?
Utes, yeah.
Yes. So that would mean they have phones on them. That's a statistical theoretically. Okay.
Might
Detonate the
even be there.
phones.
Huh?
Some of them might even be their own.
I don't need them to be anything other than noisemakers right now.
Sure.
I would like to do my best and activate as many of them as I can using the store's Wi-Fi. I want to hack the Wi-Fi to send a signal, like an SOS signal, to the, like the emergency broadcast thing that they have.
That's fair.
I want to trick
Yep.
the phone into thinking that it's getting that right now through the store Wi-Fi. So I'm only hacking one machine, technically.
Ooh. That's fair.
I want it to make a lot of noise. That's what I want them to do. So they're distracted so that Steel Aegis and Solstice and Gideon and Brown Recluse can all do shit without having to worry about them being able to gang up.
Telepathy. All right, give me a logic check. Marmy.
Okie dokie. 9, but a 5 on the Marvel die.
Congratulations.
I don't know if that means anything good. Dude,
I mean,
it's 5:33 a.m.
true.
I'm not okay.
And the Marvel dice is confusing.
Yes.
Also true. You managed to get into the Wi-Fi, but then you kind of, you're like, oh, fuck, amateur. Because you have to hack in. The phone itself has to both acknowledge and dial into the Wi-Fi itself. So you basically kind of, what's the word?
Hit a firewall, basically.
Yeah, firewall yourself, essentially, because you're like, oh, wait, I'm going in from the wrong side. Because you need to have them connect to the Wi-Fi first and then through. So nothing, unfortunately, happens, but you're in the Wi-Fi. So I'll give you that.
Is the store alarm system connected to the Wi-Fi?
I mean, you have machine telepathy. It can be.
Can I please do that then instead? Redirect, or would that count as another action?
Technically another action,
Okay.
and you're kind of in the Wi-Fi, so while you're exploring around, you're like, hey, I could do this instead in a 6-second time frame. So gone are the days when rounds were an entire minute long.
Okay.
Ugh.
I'll do.
Nudes.
If this was a different game, I really would. She's just like all of a sudden, like their group chats start blowing up as various people start posting shit. Okay, I don't think I can do all that much else, can I?
Not in this way.
Could I? This is about the back, and I'm quite short. Could I just like tug on somebody's like jacket or something? Be like, "Excuse me, sweetheart, can I just get through, please?" And she's gonna like do like the little, very small. I'm very, very tiny. Don't hurt me. And what I'm planning for is like next round, I want to steal one of their phones. I just need to be close enough to them that they're not going to immediately freak out.
Give me an ego check.
15 with an M on the Marvel die.
That would be the Marvel die result.
Okay.
So you've dialed in, you're trying to move past, and maybe it's, I don't know, respect for women that you wouldn't expect from somebody like these gang toughs. So maybe it's something drilled into him from an early age. Maybe he's a bit of a chauvinist. Who knows? All of the above, maybe. This guy is like a fairly big, sizable square of a fella. He kind of was like, oh, sorry. And he just completely steps aside.
And I'm going to step into that spot.
Not even a second thought. Just like, oh, sorry.
I'm going to just like step into that spot. And now like I'm in their little huddle of a
literally
group.
in front of, like directly in front of 6 gang members and face
Yeah,
to
but I
face
just
with a man in a knight's mask and a cape.
can I just be like looking around for the person that I recognize? Just, do
Which you don't see right away.
you think he's dead? No, never mind. That's my turn. Thank you.
Must be a different circle gang. No. All right. Ty, to his credit, as soon as Round Recluse pulls him into the aisle, he ducks and he basically tries to scramble behind you. Jay, whom you pulled down to the floor, also basically scrambles out and manages to finish fiddling with whatever he was fiddling with in his pocket. Meanwhile, the gang members themselves, in fact, both Gideon Price and Killian outside see the hoodie toughs by the back of the building, by the dumpster, finally seem to have figured out what it is they were trying to argue about and are now advancing towards the doorway. And the other toughs, the ones that Synapse is now directly in front of, are basically sort of distributing throughout. One of them is basically like, "Hey, where the fuck do you go? Get back here, you little shrimp. We got words." And the guy closest to the counter is like, "Hey, while we're here, might as well give us whatever he was trying to steal."
Sir, don't do that. Also, I reiterate, it's $200.
And another switchblade comes out. Another guy reaches behind his back. Another guy has a length of chain. Very 70s comic book, but here it is. And which leads us back up to we'll give you two other ones where the one pushes over one of the display cases of potato chips, and the other one basically starts grabbing at stuff behind the counter where all the real cool stuff, like all the Wi-Fi tech or like the phone chargers and shit are. And basically starts trying to move his way around in order to get to the cigarettes. And we will go then back up to Killian.
Awesome. How many hooligans are headed from outside?
There are 4 out there.
4? I will step in front of the door and put my hand out and say, "Sorry, the store's closed today." Do they look like citizens just coming?
They look like
together? Okay. Then with my outstretched hand, I will kind of do like a twisting and pushing motion and just blast the guy in front of me with a gust of air.
Ooh.
Fancy.
With my elemental burst. Since I'm autumn, I figured air was the element that would make sense of the ones available.
Hell yeah.
Okay, that is. Make sure. 15.
Wow, cool. What's the damage on the marble die?
It is a 5.
5. Any bonus?
No, unfortunately.
You don't have a bonus?
Unless I'm looking at the wrong thing here.
Elemental burst, right?
Yeah, ranged attack.
Yeah, so that's agility. Do you have agility bonus?
Oh, I do. Oh,
Yeah.
I'm using. Oh, of course it's not melee. So it's 2. It shows DM times 2 plus 2. Is that a proper
Times 2?
calculation? Yes.
Yeah. Give me 1 second.
Oh, so that would have been a 17. Because I have plus.
Yeah. So you rolled a 5 on the marble die.
Yes.
Times 2.
So 10 plus 2.
And then plus 2 on your agility mod.
Yes.
So 12 damage.
Very
Oof.
Cool. So you basically and this, I don't know, maybe you're in tune with the elements, maybe you're something else. You push this column of air towards the first guy, and he is just picked up like a rag doll, tossed through the air, hits the adjoining. There was a dumpster on the other side of the alley, matching the one. He just goes, hits the side of the dumpster, falls over, unconscious.
Then I just turn my gaze towards the one that was closest to him.
Next.
And my turn.
Noise. Noise. Steel Aegis.
Okay. Okay, so there's one who's trying to get behind the counter. Was that right?
Yep.
Okay, so I think he has taken aggro. So what Steel Aegis is wanting to do is, and let me know if I can't do this, but
Sure.
he wants to jump past the guy and phase through anything he needs to, like the counter or any displays
Oh.
or whatever.
That's convenient. Otherwise,
yes.
it's a big mess.
And like when he's past the guy on like the wall with the cigarettes or whatever, semi like corporealate, crouch on the wall, and then jump forward at the guy and just punch him in the face.
Nice.
Yes.
I
Like-
need someone who punches people.
Yeah, like with the talking of the Spider-Man game earlier, like straight up a phasing wall attack.
Cool.
So it's allowed.
Yep, I will let you. You can.
Oh boy, so
That's the word I was looking for. I was looking.
regular attack is just a +1.
self.
I put all my points into health.
I love how this doesn't really give you any
Uh,
specifics for anything.
that is a 12 on the attack.
That's a hit.
Okay, and I can take one of these dice, and that will be my damage, correct?
You take the Marvel dice specifically.
Okay, so that's a 3. So DM times 2, so that's a 6 plus 1. So that is
7 points.
7 points to his face, and I don't think clobbering activates. Fantastic success. Yeah, the Marvel dice was a 3, so I don't clobber him. But I do 7 damage to his face.
Nice. So this guy is out. This guy...
Oh, he's out?
No.
Okay.
7 damage. Yeah.
Yep.
So he and you can that whole Mighty Marvel Manor illustration where
Yeah.
you've got that full follow through.
Yeah.
Uppercut. He's lifted in the air, spitting out a
And-
tooth.
Yeah, and as Steel Aegis lands, he's gonna say, you know what? I believe your friend was correct. The store is closed. He doesn't have quips, so his aren't particularly good.
Oh
I
god.
agree.
And that's my turn.
That's your turn. Gideon.
I,
Solstice just blasted the first guy.
which is excellent. You'll get a nod of approval, and there will be bonus points in your report. How many, like, how crowded is the entrance into this store?
Significantly. Although
That-
chaos just started moving, everybody's starting to move because somebody just got punched.
I would like to try and wedge myself in between kind of like the thugs in the store and basically serve as a wall/meat shield against anyone trying to enter the store and kind of like try to push away or tank any punches they might wish to try to throw it.
Yeah, fair. You're going to try to sort of insert yourself into the middle of the...
Exactly, yeah.
Give me an agility check.
Already. Would that apply for my free running trait, which gives me an edge to agility checks made to perform acrobatics during a movement action?
I'll allow it.
Thank you. I'm going to re-roll that just to try to get
I mean, it's not
higher.
exactly parkour, but, you know,
That is a
you're navigating a
16.
crowd. Excellent. Yeah, so very easily you sort of insert yourself into this crowd and sort of essentially try to both blockade the door
I
and still
basically
kind
like,
of get
kind
an
of like
assessment
push
for...
the walking cane that I have into the door frame and then use it as kind of like a crowbar to insert myself into the door frame. And
Sure.
kind of like remain like that with it going along my arm as sort of like a protection measure,
Can anybody else get in?
if I allow them to.
Okay. Speaking of anybody else, Brown Recluse.
Yes.
So Ty
So-
has just sort of scurried behind you. And
Yeah.
the Kamen Raider guy seems to basically just walk straight through, literally straight through the counter, came around the other side and sort of walloped a guy that was trying to get back there.
Mm. You scared back there?
What the fuck's going on, man?
Name's not man. Name's Recluse. Brown Recluse. And I'm gonna. Can I spider net these people in front of me? Like just
Spider net them.
yes, like speaking of Spider-Man game, can I just
I think
Um,
spider net might actually be a power.
is it?
I think it's
I think so.
Yeah.
spider. Lots of spider powers.
Where's
Web something.
God? This PDF is so huge.
Web
Mm.
cast, web sling, web trap. Yeah. That's a rank 3 power. Holy crap.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
All right. Well, I will instead then I will can I launch
Technically,
webs?
web grabbing doesn't even count because it's a rank 2.
Oh, okay. So can I just web into someone's face and like hailmaker them? Like,
Absolutely.
okay,
You have to come out of the alley though, or the aisle.
that's fine.
So you move up,
Stay
pick
put.
random. Anyone in particular?
Whoever's the closest and looks the most easiest to get.
You kind of start on the other side, and you basically take the guy who just pushed over the potato chip tray.
Oh, well, yeah, that's fine.
Give me a melee check. Actually, no. You wanted to web him first. Agility.
$13.
14 is a hit.
Okay.
Which means stuck in place.
All right.
Black. And wallop. Melee.
Yeah. Okay. Let's see if this will work. Mm, 14.
14 is a hit. What'd
Yep.
you get on the marble die?
4.
4. You're a times 1 still? Or 2?
Times 1.
Times 1. So 4. And your melee bonus?
0.
0. 4 points?
Yep.
Whack! Right. Right cross. Sorry, there's not the thing here. Synapse.
Okay, so shit's happening right now, right?
So, Solstice just did an air blast, knocked a guy into a dumpster. Gideon has just sort of slipped inside and is sort of wedging himself in the doorway with his walking stick.
Okay. I don't know what the best plan is here, because if I get into their phone, I can mess with them and possibly demoralize them and get them to leave quietly.
Oh yeah, you're inside. Never mind. Yeah,
Yeah, I'm inside. I'm
you're like
fucking.
in front of everybody.
Well, no, I'm in the middle of a group. Some
Yeah.
guys just let me in.
Fair.
So right now I'm like invisible.
It's,
see.
it's a Circle K. It's not exactly a huge area. You
Yeah.
do see, in fact, Brown Recluse comes out from one of the aisles and basically hits a guy in the face with webbing and clocks him.
Okay. I'm still in the store Wi-Fi, correct?
Yes.
Mentally? All right. I want to pull the fire alarm.
Cool.
I want
give
the
you
fire
that.
alarm to go off.
I'll give you that.
I'd
I'll give you that
And-
for free. That's easy. That's
like to take in the second before I do. I'd like to activate like the noise canceling on my headphones.
Of course.
And then activate.
And
I want like it to
Easily
start
done.
raining,
the fire.
which means
Are you setting off the entire system or just the fire alarm?
I'm setting off. I want the store to be flooded, and I
Okay.
want.
I'm gonna make that be the action then, because that's a bit
Okay.
more involved than just pulling a switch. So if you're activating the entire system,
Okay.
the system itself
Alright.
will go off, but it's not going to flood unless it actually
Okay.
goes for smoke. And there's actually
What I really need is for the alarm to be sounding and for it to be aware that police and fire people are coming.
so if
that's
you,
more
if you,
important.
if you pull the alarm's going to go off. If you want the floods and the fire suppressant system to go off, that's a bit more involved, because that's basically you're having to trick the system into thinking there's a fire, the heat's too high, and there's smoke, and it's going to need all these triggers in order to actually activate itself.
Okay. I'll just pull the fire alarm.
That's fair.
Does a really piercing alarm go off in the middle of the
Yeah.
store?
The big,
Everybody freaks out, right?
big klaxon bell thing, because they don't invest on huge.
I would like to, if at all possible, then, since that was technically a free action, try and nick one of their phones. This. And if I have to, just like use telekinetic manipulation, like knowing they've got one, as they kind of move around, just have that phone lift up. And just like she just snatches it out of the air, so she doesn't actually have to pickpocket anybody. It literally just floats up to her. She takes it and hides it away. Please. Can I do
yes
that?
and no. I mean, telekinetically, yes. It's sort of that sort of thing. Give me that's agility again. So give me agility.
Agility? Hey, I upgraded that. 16 with an M on the marble die.
Nice.
And it's in roll 20. You can't even accuse me of anything.
No fair.
Not that anyone was.
No fair.
Do I see this?
I don't mind if any of the other heroes want to see this. I don't want any of the gang members to see me taking
give
the
me a
phone.
vigilance check.
So what?
Vigilance check.
$14.
14. We'll say yes. Yes, you can basically see, and it's not so much that you see the phone, basically the sort of the theatrics of a phone just kind of like slowly lifting out and slowly moving. It's more that your spider sense is actually almost. It's
Gotcha.
buzzing, but it's not buzzing. It's sort of
Gotcha.
that sort of, hey, wait a minute, there's something off about this sort of thing. And you see basically those little tiny wispy tendrils that she's doing this, but it's almost like these little weird tendrils extending from the amulet are sort of this extension of her telekinesis. And it's sort of basically, it's almost like you got these little spectral fingers that float down and do the emulation of the telekinetic, sort of like the pocket, the picking of the pocket.
Oh shit, that's creepy girl.
And she just like looks like, what's wrong with you? I came to help.
Nothing wrong. And as soon as she's aware and she turns to you, the tendrils are not. Somehow they're just not visible anymore.
just like pocket the phone,
Well,
like inside the giant hoodie. Just
so you'll hear like something go off for him, like a phone or something. You'll be like, it looks like you got it under control. I'm just gonna net into a vent and I'm out.
wait.
And I gotta leave, y'all. So
I think
in the real world.
Gideon also has to go too.
Also true.
so we can pause it or whatnot.
Yeah, I was about to say we could pause mid combat, come back during a another issue.
That's absolutely true. And actually, the event actually ended at noon anyways. So why
Yeah.
don't we put a pause here, and then come back to it?
I might not take them home.
So next week
What was that?
the dweebs we're fighting go first, and then the heroes. Or will we be re-rolling for initiative?
No, I'll keep the initiative. We'll keep everything going basically as it is. We'll just basically have to put a pause here to the combat, and resume it next week.
Uh-huh.
That's cool for everybody.
Yeah,
Sorry about that.
sounds
Didn't
good,
mean to have it go overly long.
Yeah.
It's all good with me.
People got to do what you got to do, and that's the whole point of having the flexibility of the game. So,
Yeah.
I need to sleep.
just a
Yeah.
quick, just a quick thing. The vibe check. Everybody good? Everybody okay in terms of?
All good.
I had a lot of fun.
Do you want to stop the recording while we're doing this, or?
That would probably be a good idea. Yes.
Stopping the recording.
Another day, the sun is gone again. Another night spent wide awake. If all the world is crumbling, I can feel it coming. If no one answers when you call me a hero. I might be dead, but I'm not done. I might be a hero. I might be dead, but I'm not done. I might be a hero. I might be